Welcome to my channel, Code with Fernando. This is the second video of the previous one, Java Access Modifier. So let's continue with default access modifier. Default access, also known as package private, is applied when no explicit access modifier is specified. This means the member of a class, such as variables and methods, are only accessible within the same package. So you can access these classes or interfaces only when they're located in the same package. Other classes or interfaces outside the package cannot access these members. Some key points to remember that default access is package private. Members are accessible only within the same package. No specific access modifiers used. So if we don't add any access modifier like public, private, or protected, it's going to be default. Since default access restricts visibility to only the same package, classes from other package, whether they are related or not, cannot access these members. So this is the difference with the previous one, okay? So classes in the same package can access default members. Classes in different package cannot access default members. Look at this. Classes in the same package can access default members as long as they are located in the same package. Classes in different packages cannot access default members. Example, they're located in the same package. They're accessible, right? So we have a class called Ghostbook and another one librarian. They both can access issue count and issue history method because they are in the same package as book. Different package, not accessible. History book and house defined in different packages. They cannot access the default members book. The history book class will result in a compiler error. Defining a class with default access Java. So a class defined without any access modifier. This means if you don't add any access modifier, that class will be default, has default access, also known as package private. This means accessibility is limited to the package. Only classes interfaces within the same package can access it. Classes in different packages cannot have access of just the default access class, even if it's imported. Some key points to remember. Default access behavior. Classes in the same package can access it freely. Classes in different package cannot access it, even if it's an import statement is used. So it doesn't matter if you use an import statement. Impact. And this ensures that a class of its members remain hidden to code outside the package, providing a layer of encapsulation. So encapsulation is a very important, if one of the four pillars of object-oriented programming. There's a tip I found on the book. Default access is like being package private, whereas protected access is package private plus kits derived classes. Derived classes can only access protected members through inheritance, not directly via objects. We have seen that in the previous video. Let's continue with a code example. I just created another package called demo3. Okay, inside the package, I'm gonna create two more packages. One of these, one of them is gonna be called library, and the other one will be called building. I think this will be called building. Okay, inside a library package, we will create a class called book and another class called Ghostbook. Okay, inside book class, we have an instance variable. Have an instance variable called issue count. Then we have a method called issue history. Notice that I haven't added anything access modifying before, such as public, private, or protected. So it's going to have default access, okay? Both of them are going to have default access. So this method will just print, this method will print viewing each issue history. Okay, now let's continue with another class. The other class will have a, okay, let's create a method. This method will be void. you will have access book. This method will be public. Okay, because we want to access from this class, we want to access book class. So because we are located in the same package, we can do that. So we are going to create an instance of type book. We are going to in demo 3, okay, book. Now we are going to set the value of that issue count to 5. Now we are going to call this method. Method will be called issue history. Okay, now we are going to print something. And here we are going to print crossbook access issue count. Okay. Okay, in class this history book class, we will create a method. We will be public, we will void because we don't want this class to return anything. We call this method with book, okay. And here, what we are going to do, we are going to create an object of type book, right? Object. But in this case, it's going to be different because history book is located in another package, so we won't have access to that. If we go to this, I want to check. I have issue count in issue history, so I want to access to issue count. Let's say like this. It says issue count is not public. I cannot access that. I'm just gonna comment this. So I'm just going to print something here. I'm going to print history book. History book cannot access. That's it. Okay, after we have created this method, we are going to create our main class. Our main class will be located inside package 3, okay, inside demo 3, but outside any building or library package. Okay, inside our main class, we are going to create our main method. This method will be the entry point. Inside main method, we are going to create an object of type history book. History book, okay, and we are going to call this method because if we go to this class, we have this method, right? History book. Okay. Okay, we check there is a text, right? History cannot access. But let's see what happens if I take the comments out. Okay, let's see what's going to be the error. I'm gonna clean this. Let me see the error. So issue count is not public. It's not public, that's why it cannot be accessed from outside package. Okay, so this is not public. That's why I cannot access to that. So I'm gonna comment this and we are going to create an object of type crossbook. Crossbook. Okay, crossbook will be this method access book. Okay, I'm gonna close this and I'm gonna run this program again. Okay, this is quite interesting. Now we have access to this one. Okay, because and also we are going to print the issue history, issue count. Okay, let's print this. Let me clean this. We are going to print this again. So we will be able to see the issue count, which is 5. Let's continue with private access modifier. The private access modifier is the most restrictive of all access levels. Members defined as private are accessible only within the same class and nowhere else, not even by derived classes or other classes in the same package. This makes it ideal for encapsulating logic and data that should not be exposed externally. So you can use these classes interfaces, method of variables, only if they're located inside the same class. It doesn't matter if this is located in the same package, but outside that class. it should be located only inside that class. What are some key characteristics of this? Accessibility. Private members are accessible only within the class they've defined. These members are accessible only within the class they have defined. Even subclasses of classes in the same package cannot access by private members directly. Behavior. Private methods and variables are invisible outside the class. This ensures tight encapsulation. While derived classes can inherit other access levels, private members are not inherited. Okay, let's continue with our code example. I have created a package called demo4. Inside demo4, we will create three classes. One class will be called book, the other class will be called coursebook, and the other one will be our main method, our main class. Okay, book class. Okay, I'm sorry, I made a mistake here. I'm gonna refactor. It's book, just okay, like this. Okay, inside book class, I will create a private instance variable called pages. We are going to set to this to 100. Then we will create a private method called count pages. Private count pages. So this method will be in, so it will return the number of pages. Now, and here we are going to print just the counting pages of that. Then I'm gonna create a public method called modify template. So we know that we are changing something in there. Modify template. Okay, inside modify template method, I'm gonna create a variable called page count. So this variable will have the result of count pages method. So we are calling this method. It's private. I can use it because it's inside a class. We are assigning the result of this method to this variable. Okay. Then we are going to print template modified with I'm just going to page count, this page count. Okay, then pages like this. Okay, then we go to coursebook. Inside coursebook we have let's create a public method. Okay, a public method. This method will be void. We don't want this method to return anything, just want to have access to book class. Okay, so we are going to create an object of type book, modify demo4. Okay, for so we are creating the object. Now we are going to call this method modify template because it's the only one accessible. It does not matter where we are located in the same package because book, coursebook, and main, they are three in the same package, demo4, but which is private. I cannot use this method outside that class. That's why the only accessible for me will be modify template. But modify template have access to these count pages. That's why through modifying template, I can see the number of pages belonging to the book class. Okay. Okay. After that, we are going to print something here. Access public method of book, but not private members. That's what I'm doing here. Okay, after that we go to our main method. Our main method will have I'm sorry, our main class will have our main method, which is the entry point. Okay, we are going to create an object of type book again, and we are going to check something. We are going to demonstrate something here. The only accessible member that we can have in here for book is modify template. If we go to this book, we see the only one accessible for us will be modify template. Okay, after that we create an object of type coursebook book, and we will access to this method accessible access book. Okay, so now we are going to print. Okay, this is the result. counting pages, template modified with 100 pages, counting pages again, template modified with 100 pages, access public method of book but not private members. Okay, let's see step by step. We have in here, right? So let's go to modify template. Modify template, what happened in here? So we are calling modify template, okay, in here. In here, we are calling this method, count pages. That's why it appears here, counting pages. After that, we get this result, template modified with number of pages. This belongs to this one. Okay. After that, what happens? We go to access book. Okay, access book. This belongs to the course book class. Okay, access book again. This is calling modify template. Modify template is this one. That's why we get these two lines of code. After that, we see this template modify. I'm sorry. After that, we see this access public method of book, but not private members. Okay. Thank you.